This is ANN News Brief.
Ethiopia says it has deployed federal police to universities across the country on Tuesday as authorities move to calm ethnic tensions that have claimed the lives of 7 students in the past 3 months. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, since taking power in 2018, has implemented sweeping political reforms that have won him praise on the international scene. The Ministry of Science and Higher Education spokesman, Dekasa Garmo, said the government has decided to deploy federal police to all 45 public universities across the country because the security situation could not be managed by campus security, some of whom he said were implicated in violent clashes. Dekasa said he did not know how many officers would be deployed nationwide or for what period. He said 5 campus security guards had been arrested as of Tuesday for taking part in violent clashes with students. 6 persons were killed 2 months ago and more than 400 detained during protests against the treatment of a prominent activist. The Committee to Protect Journalists, CPJ, says Egypt, Eritrea and Cameroon are among the worst nations in the world known for jailing journalists. A publication released on Wednesday by CPJ listed 26 journalists being jailed in Egypt, most of whom CPJ says are grouped in mass trials and charged with both terror offenses and false news. CPJ says several of the new arrests in Egypt came ahead of protests against alleged corruption in the army in September and calls for President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to resign. The CPJ had said before that most of the journalists in prison in Eritrea have been jailed since a crackdown in 2001 when the government shut down all independent media. The Africa Programs Coordinator for the CPJ tweeted that Eritrea topped the list of most journalists jailed in sub-Saharan countries. 39 journalists are reported to be in jail in connection to their work, the bulk of them in Eritrea and Cameroon. Press freedom reports show for the 4th consecutive year, at least 250 journalists are imprisoned globally. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network, ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
The World Health Organization, WHO, and partners have unveiled a 5-year plan to monitor, prevent, and respond to drug resistance within Africa in an effort to end the AIDS epidemic by 2030 and reinforce the gains. Report says growing resistance to HIV drugs in Africa is threatening the significant progress made in the global fight against the virus. That is ANN News Brief at 1. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.